Welcome back to the show. Well, let's say, you're separated or divorced. I was just talking to my next guest, and you're kind of sitting there alone, at home, and you wonder, geez, what am I going to do? How do I get back out? How do I meet people? Well, if you're like my next guest, you just do it yourself. Karen Clark is the founder of the Women's Friday Night Dinners. Welcome. Great to have you here, Karen. And that's where this came from for you, right? You went through a separation, a divorce, and you decided, you take it from there. You decided to do what?
Well, I had recently moved to Almer, didn't know anyone, and it was the February, and so it was winter. So I spent lots of time on my own, walking up and down, the river there, and then I decided that I wanted to take my own self out for dinner on a Friday night.
Okay.
And the same thought process occurred where I realised that lots of other separated and divorced women just wouldn't take their own selves out for dinner because they would feel awkward, maybe a little bit shameful, and so they just wouldn't be going out, they would just stay at home.
Right.
And so I wanted to make new friends and meet people. So I decided to post in the local Facebook Almer group who I was, and that I was going to be inviting other separated and divorced women out for dinner. This is the restaurant I'm going to be at, this is the date, this is the time. Comment below if you want to come and join me. And literally it just started from that one
and
post.
So you had, a dozen women show up for that first dinner?
That first time I thought, who's going to come out to this? It was only after I did it.
Sure.
I thought, this probably seems a bit strange, but literally after that first time, 12 ladies came out, and it was just a really great experience. Everybody was very nice, everybody was super excited, and everybody got to meet each other, and it was very, very good.
So you went on to that Aylmer Facebook group, but then you formed your own Facebook group, right?
Yes, so I didn't want to do that at first.
Okay.
The ladies kept asking me if I would create a Facebook group, and at the time I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm in enough Facebook groups,
Okay.
But then eventually I decided to do that, and I had a Facebook group before, and so I just ended up using that. But the dinners have been going for a year and a half now, and they're just growing.
Well, yeah, let's talk. So the Facebook group itself, I believe, in August of last year we were at 300, and now you're at how many?
We're going to be approaching 2,500 soon.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And then you've gone, I guess, beyond just dinners, right?
Yeah.
This has now become a real social group for people to connect, and we're not just talking about women that are separated and divorced, right?
Yes. So as the dinners progressed, other ladies would say, I'm married, is it okay if I come to your dinner? And I'd be like, of course, come. And so literally it's kind of half and half now for married ladies, and then single, separated, divorced, widowed, and the range, the age range is amazing, because literally it's from 20s to 70s, which I think is amazing. Having all these different aged women in the one room is just really, really great.
And what else? When you sent the information, I think one thing that stood out to me is, of course, getting together and socializing. You're doing it, twice a month now? Once in Aylmer, and now you've moved to Stittsville, so now you're doing one in the Ottawa region, right?
Yes, so moving to Stittsville, the same scenario. I was new to the area, and, I wanted to meet new people and make new friends, and so I posted in some of the local groups about who I was and invited them to the dinners, and then things sort of started to explode.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for any given dinner now, you went from 12 of you to start. How many people are showing up? How many women showing up now for a dinner?
Yes, so our last dinner was at the Mandarin. And
yeah, we were just showing photos, by the way, of that.
Yeah, it was so great. Like, the atmosphere in the room was just amazing, and we had 140.
Wow, 140.
But then 117 said they were going to come, and then 80 something came. So it's a little bit of a process trying to make sure, but putting things into place for people to make sure that they come, that say they're going to come. But yeah, it's going to be in the hundreds.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And you have set posts right, on your Facebook page now, sort of each week, like Monday's a different sort of theme and Tuesday. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's just kind of evolved as time has gone on. You know, some people have wanted to be sharing certain things, and I'm trying to create a social space where it's not networking or business focused. So we have all sorts of set posts now to ensure that it does stay a socially based group. So on Saturday, you know, everybody gets welcome, new members.
Okay.
Let me remember this now.
Sunday you have volunteer opportunities, and I guess
so that's a new
telling
thing.
people, right, about, hey, I volunteer here, right, I volunteer.
So that's a new thing because someone had asked about that, and so finding a way to bring people together. So, you know, someone had highlighted to me in the Alma group that volunteer organisations were looking for volunteers, and they asked if they could be, you know, sharing that in my group. And so I thought, that's a great idea. I can bring together volunteer organisations with women that want to volunteer. So it's kind of like a matchmaking post
absolutely.
on a Sunday.
It's brilliant. I love the idea. I was just looking, because I wrote some of these down.
Good,
Mondays, you share, you know, this week's events, so people, you know, women that are excited about something that's coming up, right?
So a lot of the time, you know, people maybe won't have other people around them to go to events.
Right.
So if they see something online and they think it looks fun, they might not want to go on their own, but if they share it in that post, the event, they can invite other people to come, and then other people will be attracted to that based on their interests and things.
Great idea.
So people get to go to, you know, other events with other women, which is really cool. So
where can people find you? How do they look you up on Facebook? What do they look for?
So literally, if you just go onto the search and key in Women's Friday Night Dinners, you're going to find it. Right now, it's for sort of Gatineau and Ottawa areas, because those are the two areas that I have lived, but I'm sure things are going to progress. But right now, if you live in the Gatineau or Ottawa areas, then yes, come on and
fantastic.
Join
Karen,
us.
Congratulations. What a great initiative bringing people together. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Daytime right after this.